Good afternoon, everyone. What is the last topic? What is it? Agile, right? Okay. Online students, as if the screen is visible. Online students can respond in the chat window. All the online students can respond in the chat window. Okay, right. Okay, right. Let's complete on that. Agile, right? Okay. So we have been taking care about in implementing with SDLC models. In that, the one we have been taking care about Agile here, right? So the one we got in a waterfall model, and then we got V model. After that, we got an Agile here. So not like having only these three particular models here. We are having other models also available, but which we have been taking care about these three particular things. As a fresher level or taking with experience level, you need to be get comfortable in taking care about these three particular models. While working in real time, which model need to be get followed, it's totally depends on that project and it depends on that particular client. But either you are performing development activities or testing activities, that concept will be the same. Because of V model, different step, or because of Agile, different process will not be done. You may work with any model, development activities and testing activities will be the same here. Now, the one we got taking care about waterfall model, it got its own advantages, having its own drawbacks here. V model, it is having its own advantages and having its own drawbacks here. At the same time, Agile also, it is having its own advantages and having its own drawbacks here. While working with real time, it's totally depends on that project and it depends on that particular client. These particular model also, it will be decided from the higher level team as part of kickoff meeting. What is the meaning of kickoff meeting? What is it? Project confirmation. At the time of project has been confirming, at that particular time itself, it will be decided that what is the model need to be followed. According to that particular model, it will be decided that in coming up with the plan here. So now, while working this particular Agile, mainly we need to be taking care about. Mainly, we have to take care about in understanding that particular respective terminologies here. In that, the main thing it will be considering the Agile process. I mean, most of the time we used to be using the terminology process rather than considering the model. We need to be mentioning about process here. It depends on people comfortable, but maximum always we used to be mentioning as a Agile process only. If required, we can considering as a Agile model. So while working this particular Agile model, we got in a very most important terminology and the very first terminology. What is it? What is it? Scrum Master. What is the terminology? Scrum Master. So while working with Agile, or while working with Agile project, Scrum Master will be playing a very important role in handling with the whole Agile project and handling with the whole Agile process here. As simple as in case of waterfall model or V model, we need to be get considering that in case of waterfall model or V model, we need to be get considering that BA. The same thing when it's come to this particular Agile, we used to be mentioning the Scrum Master. So what exactly the job role of the Scrum Master? Mediator between onshore and offshore here. So the major job role of the Scrum Master, we need to be get mentioning the mediator between onshore and offshore. Meaning of the onshore? What is it? Client location. Meaning of offshore? Company location. So this particular Scrum Master need to be get. This particular Scrum Master need to be get communicating with client. Once they were communicating with the client, taking care about in gathering with all the requirements, need to be get mentioning the requirements gathering. Once they got gathered all the requirements, that particular requirements need to be get delivered to this particular project manager. As simple as we used to be get mentioning that this particular Scrum Master has been considering the mediator between onshore and offshore. While attending with the interviews as a fresher level or experience level, little bit need to be get comfortable while giving with the answers to the interviewers, because learning the subject is totally different. Clearing that particular interview will be little bit different. I mean, learning the subject, if you are practicing for extra time, you can easily learn the subject. But clearing with the interview, it's not like you are practicing it and then you are attending with the interview. You guys need to be little bit smart while giving with the answers for the interviews, because the previous interview concept is totally different. Now little bit interview process is different. As simple as, let's take this concept only. Assume that interview will be asking a question. I will ask one regular question or the simple question. I will be saying that what is mean by Scrum Master or what is the job role of the Scrum Master. What you will answer? What you will answer? Mediator between onshore and offshore. So that particular answer will be provided. When you are giving that particular answer, in that particular answer, interviewer will be asking one more question. What is that question? What is the question? What is mean by onshore and what is mean by offshore? Always remember that while attending with the interview, in that particular answer, they will take in a question. Because of that, while giving with the answers, little bit need to be get comfortable what exactly you are giving with the answer. Now the one question he was asking that what is the job role of the Scrum Master? You given the answer. From there, interviewer was taking one more question, asking that what is mean by onshore and what is mean by offshore. That answer also will provide. Suresh sir already given that answer. Meaning of onshore? What is it? Client location. Meaning of the offshore? company location. You got 2 questions. You have been given answers for 2 questions here. I mean, interviewer has been asking about 2 questions. Here, you have been given with the answers for the 2 questions. Always remember that whenever you are attending with the interview, each and every interviewer will be having ego feeling will be there. This is 100% mandatory. Because if you are trying to give answers for all the questions, interviewer ego will get hurted. If you want to test, you can test it. That is mandatory. That is not problem with the interviewer. Problem with the interviewer seat here. In future, if you guys are taking the interview, in case of other person has been giving all the answers, your ego also will get hurted here. Okay. That is one problem will be there with the human bodies here. Because of that, when you guys are attending that interviews, don't try to work as an intelligent to give all the answers here. If you are giving all the answers also, they will not select. That is also a problem is there. Really guys, it is there. Because I know all the experience here. I can give the knowledge of how to get the job. I can give the knowledge of how to lose the job also. All the experience I'm having it because I too started my career in Amirpet and everything here. And I too got in a job in not in first interview. I got my job in 36th interview. What is that number? 36. 35 interviews I failed it. 36th interview I success. From 36th interview I never look into the back again. From 36th interview, whatever the interview I will be going it, I'll be back with offer letter. That kind of techniques I got it. And sometimes I used to be cross-checked that because I'm in a tester, the two testing trainer. So sometimes I want to cross-check that my techniques are working or not. Even though I'm doing with the job, I used to be get attend with the interviews also. But last from 4 to 5 years, I have been totally stopped to attend the interview. Before that, I used to get attend interviews in the IT company. Even though I'm having job, I want to cross check that my techniques are working or not. At that time, once I was attending with the interview means 99% I'll be back with the offer letter here. But recently, last from 4 years, I have been stopped to attend the interview. The reason is, why Naresh I did? The reason is not lockdown. The problem is one company I attend the interview. There my student is taking my interview here. Because I was there in the training program last from 2012. Not like in a very starting. From 2012, I used to do the training. So in 2012, what I have been given the training or 2013. Now those people are working as a tech leads and managers here. Suddenly this incident has been happened when I attend the interview, that student was taking the interview. So from that particular step, then I decided to stop to attend the interviews here. That is the reason I stopped to attend the interview. But that interview experiences, the reason I'm giving the information is, we have in a batch at that particular time, 2006. I have batch means our friend circle. I got in a job in 36th interview. I'm having my friend got in a job in 99 interview. 99 interviews he attended. 99 they decided that okay, let's go for hometown here. But unfortunately 99 interview got success. Then he got in a job in IT. Now he was also working as a senior manager. All my batch at that particular time, we used to be get work as a senior managers now. The reason I'm giving the information is, in general, once your training program completed, I used to take the resume preparations. Little bit I was expertise in the resume preparation. Not little bit, I was more expertise in the resume preparations. Once I've been preparing the resume in a very perfect way, definitely getting the job. That is a different technique. I used to be prepared with the resumes. Maximum, the one who has been trained under me, maximum of all the students, in general, I'll be preparing with the resumes. You can say in general how I'll prepare the resumes here. These many resumes I will be having it. Sometimes I'll prepare the resumes based on the location also. The people in which location you want to do the job search. Based on that particular location, I used to do the job search here. I used to prepare the resume for onshore also. Onshore means? For them also, I used to be prepared the resumes. That is a different. So, very regularly, I used to be prepare all the resumes and everything. So here what will happen is, nowadays I'm preparing, regularly when I'm preparing the resumes, after completion of the training, students will be approaching me for the resume preparation. I'll prepare, everything will be done. They will do the job search. They will be doing with the job search of attending the interview. And after that, regularly the people will be connecting with me. I'm having a lot of fans out there. Okay. So now, sometimes the people will be saying to me, sir, I got attended 2 interviews, sir, but did not get any job, decided to go for hometown, sir. That is how the people are asking the questions for me, saying that attending only 2 interviews and then they have been decided that I will not be getting the job in IT, or some people will be asking that, sir, let me suggest me any another course again. Already we're doing lot of courses here, but after that again asking me some more courses for getting the easy job here. There is no concept of that. Don't get decided by just attending 1 interview or 2 interviews. As you decided to enter into the IT, you have to do that. You have to attend with the multiple interviews. Don't look into the count and don't look into your friends also. Don't get compared that one of my friend already got in a job. He was going to the IT company, but I'm not, still in Amirpet only. Nothing to worried about all those things. I'm always clearly saying that if you guys want to be getting a job in IT, if you want to be survive in a IT, never believe your best friends and never believe your friends also. If you believe your friends, if you believe your best friends, you never get in a job in the IT. That is a different concept. Why? I'll give a lot of examples also. That is a different. I'm talking about only IT, not other things here. Other things again best friends required. But only for the purpose of getting the job in IT, to survive in the IT, never believe with the best friends, never believe with the friends here. If you believe, you never get in a job, always you will have a lot of question marks will be there here. So have a plan according to your own things, and then you have to plan your own career, and then according to that you need to start attend the interviews here. Never look into that. You attended only 1 interview, 2 interviews, not getting any job, not getting any calls, not like that. A very good market is going on. Try to see that as many interviews. Don't feel that it is getting any delay to get any job. Maximum of the people doesn't know. If you are getting with the job very late, lot of advantages are there. Not only salary, lot of advantages are there that you will be knowing in the further. Don't be like your friends are getting in a job already going to the IT company, whatever it can be. Don't compare with any of your friends, nothing to worry. Learn the subject perfect way. Start attending with the interview. 100% will be getting with the job. That too, on testing, if you want to be start your career, getting in a job on testing is not at all difficult. Development, I can understand little bit difficult, but considering with the testing, there is no chance of you never get a job on testing here. If you plan little bit in a correct way, 100% you will get in a job on testing. There is no concept of you never get in a job on testing. That too, in general, I'll give in a guidance for the students. My support will be there. As already guys are getting trained under me, you guys will get my email number. You will get my contact number also, but not now. In some other time you will get. My mobile will be working with 24 hours customer care here. That will happen already to going also. That will be there. Lot of students will be calling it in a different things here. It's not like only for getting the job also. Especially I'm having with the lot of fans are there. I mean, lot of students are there. They will get in a job. They will be working for 1 year, 2 years. After that, again, they will be approaching me for the second innings here. Second innings means? Second time they want to be start with the job search. Like that, I used to be get prepared with the resumes here. So you can see lot of resumes I'll be having it. That is how I will be preparing with the different things here. I'll be preparing with the resumes. You can see one resume. I'll be having it. Recently, one of the person has been approached me also. Where is that resume? Oh. How many years experience? 13 years experience here. Okay. So just making with the resumes and then he was started with the job search activities. I mean, that kind of support I will be giving it. And then you can say this resume. How many years? 15 years experience. Okay. So that is how I used to be give the support for the students here. Because of that, you guys don't worried about all the things here. Don't get waste with the time with unnecessary things. Try to learn the subject in a very proper way. Get it, have in a resumes. Start with the job search. Get it with the job. After getting the job, lot of things we can do. That is a different part here. But for now, a target should be need to be getting a job. I'm not talking about only testing. As you guys are, main goal is like developer. That is okay. Whatever it can be, you have to enter into the IT. That is what your target. That is what your target or not? Any other targets? Yes or no, guys? What is your target? Which job? Developer, tester, whatever it can be. You guys need to be get enter into the IT. You need to be getting a software job. That will be the target. It can be developer, it can be tester. Doesn't worried about on it. So the whole conclusion is, while attending with the interviews, try to little bit very smart. Don't try to answer all the questions. At the same time, don't try to not answering any of the question. Two things are dangerous here. Giving all the answers also problem. Not giving the answers also problem. Little bit you have to manage with other things. That is what you need to be looking to that. Now here, you got in a 2 questions. You given 2 answers. Interviewer, you got hurted. This time, he was asking one more question. The very simple question he will be asking related to the same thing. What is the first question he got? Job role of Scrum Master. What is the second question? What is mean by onshore and what is mean by offshore? Now third question he was asking, a very simple question he was asking. He was asking in a question is saying that who is your Scrum Master? What is the question? Who is your Scrum Master? What is the answer he will give? Suresh Sara. Question is very simple. Online students. If the question is asking that who is your Scrum Master, what is the answer he will be giving? Business analyst. Not. Suresh sir, you can mention, but you have advantage again disadvantage here. 2 things will be there. If you are providing my name, 2 things will be there. Advantage, disadvantage. Advantage is? Advantage is, once you're done with the interview, again I'll get the call by the evening saying that Suresh sir, your student came for interview, what need to be done? That is advantage. Disadvantage is? Disadvantage is he can understand you are my student here. Suresh sir is giving the training. Where Suresh sir is giving the training? I mean, Naresh IT means in Amirpet. Indirectly you are informing to that person you are Amirpet only. He can easily understand that you are Amirpet. He can't say that you are in a real time here. So that kind of drawback will be there. That's totally different. But what is answer he will give? You got the question or not? What is the question? Who is your Scrum Master? Because the reason they will ask this question is, in the resumes, some people are trying for experience level. They will be clearly mentioning that, or fresher level also. They will mention that very good experience working in Agile. Again, Agile bold also. Some people will make color also. By that, the interviewer will look into the point and he will be asking that, boss, you mentioned you got a work experience in Agile. In case if you worked in Agile, who is your Scrum Master? Really you worked means you will be knowing. But you have not worked it, so you will not be knowing. Even though you are not knowing, you have to manage that. How you will manage it? The very simple answer how we can do is, you guys will have a best friends will be there. Having best friends are there? Yes or no, guys? You don't have best friends, huh? Having, right? Whoever your best friend is there, provide that name only. No one will do background check whether this guy really working in real time or not. That way of intelligence is mandatory for the interviews here. Because nowadays, that is how the interview process has been changed. Technical, everyone will answer. But whether you are having that real time experience or not, either you are able to manage or not, that is what they will be looking into that. Because of that, when you guys are learning the subject, learn the subject. This is more important. Along with learning with the subject, how to clear that particular interviews, that is what you have to take the practice from the day one only. Because first what you guys will be doing is, you will spend whole the time in learning the subject only. After that, at the time of started attending the interview, then you will be looking into the interview questions. It's not like that. Little bit, your way of preparation should be different. At the time of learning the subject only, related to that particular concept, you guys spend some time. Now, for example, Agile. You guys can spend time like this is Agile, related to Agile. What kind of questions I can expect? In case of fresher level, what kind of questions? In case of experience level, what kind of question? That kind of preparations need to be done from the day one only. By the time of your completing with the training program, immediately you can start attending with the interviews. It will make you more easy to get clear with the interview. At the same time, it will make you more comfortable to learn the subject also. So see that in that way, doing your preparations here. Okay. So the one we got, Scrum Master, from there, which it will be mentioning about taking with Project Manager. Now, this particular Project Manager coming up with in preparing with, what is it? Product backlog. The meaning of product backlog? What is the meaning of product backlog? Considering the high level requirements. The meaning of product backlog, we need to be get considering the high level requirement, or else considering the high level document, or we can mention the high level design. Okay. At the same time, based on product backlog, what we got? What we got? User stories. Meaning of the user stories? Which will be considering the low level requirements here. At the same time, what you will consider? Low level design. So we can consider that low level design, or we can consider that low level document here. As simple as we got project manager from their product backlog. From the product backlog, user stories. From the user stories, what is the next step? What is it? Sprint plan, which will be taking with sprint plan. From the sprint plan, what is the next one? What is the next one? Taking with sprint release. Okay. This particular sprint release done by sprint wise, mentioning about taking with sprint 1, sprint 2, it will be continued. Any sprint you are working, what is the duration? What is the duration? 2 weeks. Any sprint you can work, duration will be 2 weeks here. In this 2 weeks of duration, what are the things need to be done? What are the things need to be done? First is requirements understanding. Okay. After that, taking with coding. Developer will be taking care about coding activity. After that, taking with testing. Okay. After that, live environment or production. So the one you will be considering the requirement understanding, and then taking with coding, and then taking with testing, and then taking with live environment or production. So once it has been done with the sprint 1, then it will be continued with sprint 2. Again sprint 3, sprint 4. How many sprints are there? It will be continued with all that particular sprints here. As a tester, you will take care about doing with testing activity. In this, as part of this particular agile, you need to be taking care about having the terminology Scrum Master, Project Manager, Product Backlog, User Stories, Sprint Plan, Sprint Release, and then taking with sprint wise here. Along with all these things, you have to take care about meetings here. Because see the V model. What is the drawback of, first drawback of V model? First drawback of V model. Dependency on documentation. While working with the V model, you will be having with more dependency on documentation. Okay. You will be having more dependency on documentation here. Considering that at any cost, requirement document should be there, documents has to be available. In case of Agile, as simple as waterfall model, V model, more importance for documentation. More importance for documentation. Very less importance for the meetings here. More importance for documentation, less importance for the meetings here. In case of Agile, more importance for meetings, less importance for documentation. While working with the Agile, you will be having with a very less importance for documentation. Maximum things will be provided in meetings only. In that, the one will be considered stand-up meeting. Another one. What is another one? Status meeting. Another one. What is it? Scrum meeting. The one you will consider stand-up meeting, and then status meeting, and then scrum meeting. Okay. According to your understanding, what is the meaning of stand-up meeting? Discussing project details. Okay. Still. What is it? Okay. Let's understand. In a very simple way, the meaning of stand-up meetings is according to the process of Agile. According to the process of Agile, these particular stand-up meetings need to be conducted on morning hours. These particular stand-up meetings need to be conducted on morning hours on daily basis. Every day, according to the process of Agile, every day you will be having stand-up meetings here. And these particular stand-up meetings, why it has been conducted on morning hours is your day, your office started in morning. So when you are reaching to the office or when you are going to the office, you have to understand that what is the work you have to perform for that particular day here. As simple as how you can understand this, your day will be started with stand-up meeting. In the stand-up meeting, you will be having the discussion. In the stand-up meeting, you will be having the discussion saying that plan for the day. Students can respond in the chat window. Online students can respond in the chat window. Okay, right. See the concept. So once you go to the office, so what need to be done? What need to be done? Checking the meetings. Mail. Okay. As simple as you will be going to the office for working or for sleeping? Working. You will be going to the office for working here. If you want to do the work, first you have to understand that what is the work you have to be performed for that particular day. You need to understand that information. So that information has been provided as part of stand-up meeting. In the stand-up meeting, you will be having with the discussion of plan for the day. On that particular day, what is the work you have to perform? that particular discussion will be done. Apart from that, you will be having a discussion of issues. That particular issues related to project. I mean, in general, when you're working in the real time, developer tester will be available. According to the real time, while working, developer and tester both are enemies here. They will become an enemies here. Because tester will identify the bug. Developer will say, that is not in a bug. Lot of fightings will be there here. More entertainment will be there in the real time in that fighting here. That kind of issues also will be discussing in that particular stand-up meeting. Because as part of this particular agile process, in this particular stand-up meeting, you will be having manager, and then you will be having lead, development lead, testing lead, and then having with development team, and then having with testing team. So as all the people are available, like you are not comfortable to understand one user story, you will be coming up that issue. As all the people are available, you will get the solution. Or you are facing some issues related to the work, you will be bringing up that particular issue. They will be having a discussion of that solution. As simple as while working with the Agile or as part of Agile, the maximum issues will be discussed in this particular stand-up meeting. The whole conclusion, a very simple understanding, we can say that the meaning of stand-up meeting, a small duration, not like half an hour or 1 hour, a small duration of the meeting to have discussion related to plan for the day, and related to issues of the project. So that is what we will be doing as part of stand-up meeting. You may get in a doubt why the terminology provided as stand-up. As simple as, very simple reason. Who are the people available in the stand-up meeting? Manager, lead, development team, testing team. Imagine in the real time, these many people going to conference room, attending the meeting. In that conference room, that many chairs will be available? You will not have that many chairs here. Having these many people, chairs will not be available. Because of that, all the people will do standing, and then meeting will be conducted. Meeting is stand-up meeting. Very simple understanding. So that is what it has been mentioned as a stand-up meeting. Apart from that, another simple reason. You guys also regularly doing the stand-up meetings here. That too, while coming to this class also will do stand-up meeting in the tea stall here. In the tea stall, how much time you will spend? Tea stall 20 minutes, half an hour. Maximum of 10 minutes here. In the tea stall, you will be doing with the meeting only for 10 minutes. After completion of this training, you will go for bakery here. Then you will be doing with the meeting. How much time? Perfect, 30 minutes. So why the difference here? Tea stall is 10 minutes, bakery is 30 minutes. What is the difference? There is standing. Here also same thing will happen. These many people attending in the conference room, by doing with the sitting, having the meeting, it will take in a 1 hour or 2 hours here. Because of that, the terminology itself clearly mentioned that. What is that meeting here? stand-up meeting. As simple as your conclusion. Meaning of stand-up meeting. A small duration of the meeting to have a discussion of plan for the day and issues related to project. Okay. In a similar way, you got in a status meeting. Status meeting, very simple. In the name itself, we can understand. What is the name it got provided? What is the name it got provided? Status. So what is the meaning of that? Status of not project, your work. Not project. In the morning, you got in a plan. In the stand-up meeting, you got in a plan what need to be done. According to that particular plan, you have to work, and by the evening, you have to provide with the status. In a simple understand, you can considering that what is the progress of that particular task. Is it totally completed or some part is completed? What exactly status you need to be get provide that particular status of that particular task here. Morning you got in a plan. According to the plan you started working. By the evening you have to provide the status. Along with the status, you need to be get provide. Along with the status, you need to be get having with the discussion related to issues of that particular task. Now assume that you are working on automation testing or manual testing. In case of developer related, you got some issue, not able to resolve it, not able to handle it. Related to that particular task, what kind of issues he got, he will be having a discussion of that. So that he will be considering the stand-up meeting and then taking with status meeting. So as simple as stand-up meeting conducted on morning hours. Status meeting conducted on evening hours. Stand-up meeting conducted on morning hour. Status meetings conducted in evening hours. Both the meetings need to be conducted on daily basis. Both the meetings need to be conducted on daily basis. That is what he got stand-up meeting and then taking with status meeting. Okay. What is another one? Scrum meeting. Now we can say that as simple as the meaning of Scrum meeting. The meaning of the Scrum meeting, we can mention that meeting conducted by Scrum Master. Meetings conducted by Scrum Master to have discussion related to sprint release, or taking with user stories. Related to sprint release or taking with user stories. See the understanding? As simple as the Scrum meetings conducted by Scrum Master to have a discussion related to sprint release. So what Scrum Master will be doing is, he will conduct the meeting with the development team and then taking with testing team. And then he will be having a discussion what exactly that particular sprint release is there. So he need to be get discuss on it. As part of sprint 1, what are the user stories? What are the sprint 2? What are the user stories need to be worked? All that discussions will be done with the help of the Scrum Master here. So now, considering the stand-up meeting conducted on morning hours, status meeting conducted on evening hours, Scrum meetings conducted on afternoon. Scrum meetings conducted based on availability of the Scrum Master. These stand-up meeting, status meeting need to be conducted on daily basis here. Considering with the Scrum meeting, it depends on availability of Scrum Master. Based on his availability, that meetings will be conducted. But all these things are as part of the real-time process. Once you guys got in a job, assume that you got in a job, you placed in the Agile process, Agile project, you are working on that. When you guys are working on the Agile project, according to the process, according to the standards of Agile, stand-up meeting, status meeting need to be conducted on daily basis. Once you guys enter into the real time, the project what you are working, in that particular project, even though it is Agile project, they may conduct this meeting, they may not conduct this meeting on daily basis. If they are not conducting, don't do any fightings with the test lead. My Suresh sir told that stand-up meeting, status meeting need to be conducted on daily basis. You guys are not conducting. Looks like you doesn't know the Agile here. Not required to do these kind of fightings here. I'm clearly mentioning that this is as part of process. Either that process will be implemented or not, that's totally depends on that project. In some project, done on daily basis. In some project, weekly twice or weekly thrice. It's totally depends on that project. But for your level, as part of the interview process, you can mention that it has been done on daily basis. Okay. Apart from this, and the last point, you need to be get understand that considering that taking with working hours. If we consider working hours, what is the working hours for the IT company? Per day, how many hours? 8 hours. In general, it depends on the companies here. As simple as consider that 8 hours per day. Now, assume that you are working on waterfall model or taking with V model. This particular one, considering that the whole 8 hours plan for testing activity. I'm talking about testing. In case of working with waterfall model, V model, what test lead will be doing is that particular test lead will be taking care about having total 8 hours plan for the testing. According to that particular model, the whole 8 hours you have to spend on working on testing activity. The same thing when it's come to Agile. This 8 hours divided into two things here. Considering that 6 plus 2. The 6 hours plan for testing. Remaining 2 hours Remaining 2 hours. Meetings. What kind of meetings? What kind of meetings? Project related meetings, not cafeteria meetings here. Because of Agile working for 6 hours, 2 hours, taking the meetings in cafeteria. It is related to project. Because as part of this particular Agile, you need to attend stand-up meeting, status meeting, scrum meeting, team meetings, project related meeting, manager related meetings. N number of meetings will be there. Definitely, you need to spend with the time to attend with the meetings also. Because of that, the project which has been implementing, in that particular Agile. Okay. The project which you are implementing in Agile, definitely it will be done only 6 hours for testing and remaining 2 hours it will be taking with meetings here. So this is what you have to take care about. This is what you have to take care about in having the terminologies related to the Agile. We have lot of other terminologies are there, but as a fresher level, experience level of 3 to 4 years of experience, you need to get comfortable in taking care about all these particular terminologies. This is what we used to considering the waterfall model and then V model and then Agile here. You may work with any model, your testing concepts will be the same. There is no difference in that. Even your development concepts also same. But as part of real time and as part of the interview, you guys need to get comfortable in taking care about all these particular terminologies. If interviewer is asking that what kind of meetings, what is meant by product backlog, what is meant by user stories, all these particular things you need to get comfortable. That is what you will be considering the Agile terminologies, or we can mention the Agile process here. So this mentioning the waterfall model and then V model and then taking with Agile model here. So any of these model, we cannot go with all the things in practical. The only testing activities, how it has to be done, that we will be taking into the practical. So that particular practical, you need to get understand with the help of the project. So further, take with the new heading. Take with the new page. Take with the new page, not existing page. Take with the new page and write with the heading mentioning the STLC. Take with the new page, not existing page. Take with the new page and write the main heading is STLC. Within a brackets, meaning of STLC? Software testing life cycle. Mention that. After that, you can just mention that with project. Having a main heading is STLC with project. Under that, make a note of the step. Take with the first step, requirements, understanding, and then taking with test plan, and then consider the test scenarios, and then test cases. After that, test execution, and then taking with bug reporting, and then this is bug reporting and taking with test closure. And after the, not test closure, bug reporting and retesting. And the last one is test closure. Online students also, make a note of these statements. Okay. Online students also make a note of these statements and continue the requirements understanding tester, test plan, test lead, test scenarios, tester, test closure, test manager. Okay, make a note of these things. Online students also make a note of those things. Did you guys got the Google Classroom still? No. Okay. So this is what we have to start with, our actual concept. Till now, we are not like into testing. We are not into development. That SDLC, it can be development, tester, any IT person need to be aware of that. Now we are starting with our actual testing concept that we have to take with the project and we need to be started. So we need to complete all these particular steps. Once you complete all these particular steps with the help of the project, then we'll be completing with manual testing, and after that we'll be taking with automation testing. But to complete all these things, it will be taking in a time. So need to get start taking into the practical. We'll take one particular project, and for that particular project, we'll be implementing all these particular testing activity. So from tomorrow, we'll start this one. So we'll take this project and we'll start all the things here. In a meanwhile, just see the possibility to check with management team to have in a Google Classroom. Okay? Clear? Right. Carry on. Meet you tomorrow. Tomorrow session will be there. Saturday also session will be there. Okay? Have a plan according to that. Don't get missed with the sessions from tomorrow because your TV serial will started here. One episode is missing. One more episode you can't understand. Manual testing, TV serial. Automation testing. Cinema will be there here. Okay. Lot of movies there. Entertainment movies, horror movies also will be there. That is a different. But for now, we'll complete TV serial here. Okay. So don't get missed from tomorrow sessions. Carry on. Thank you.